But it'd be very interesting if Aloysius Yapp could just stay with him, keep the heat on, keep asking the questions. Posing for the pictures with the trophy.
So it is going to be a first major title for one of them. They've both won multiple ranking titles, but nothing quite on this scale. The difference, of course, is that Yapp, for some time, has really stood out as probably the best player not to have won one of those titles. Whereas for Souto, this would be a massive step forward from what he's achieved in the past.
Thank you. It's the first rack. Aloysius Yapp to break.
A potential 25 racks to decide the champion of 2025.
Well, this is just the start. Aloysius wanted. Nineball's gone over the corner pocket, and well, he's got options galore here. He can pretty much do what he wants, but the red 3-9 looks to be favourite. We'll get a look at how close this Nineball actually is. Is it over the pocket? And in the semi-finals, it was Aloysius who did have the better breaking stats. Yeah, I don't blame him. There was no real need for going for that 3-9. It's not quite over the pocket. All the balls just dress up nice.
I think me and you, Carl, shooting that 3-9 probably, though, but no reason. Nothing wrong with getting through a few shots in early as well, especially on a rack you feel very good about. This is probably, and I wouldn't doubt, going to be the easiest layout of the match. Now, if he gets on the rail over here, you never know. Things could get a little funny, but he's a couple inches off.
Well, he's slightly jacking down.
Yapp, number 5 in the world rankings, but looking at a climb to number 2 at the end of this event.
Okay, didn't play the combo early. Knocked a few balls in first.
Now he makes the 7-9, and that is a break and run in the opening rack. Exactly the way you would want to start. He won all of the first 4 racks in both of those, but 2-0 down here and hasn't had a shot yet.
Nineball, it's going close, you know.
Oh, so close to that side pocket.
Yeah, and again, action on the 9, but night and day spreads compared to that semifinal. It kind of has a shot on every ball on the table. And that's how you want to break the balls.
Just a quick recap for anyone new to Nineball. You've got to hit the lowest numbered ball remaining on the table first. So long as you do that, any pot you make is legal and it keeps you at the table. The general idea is to pot the balls in sequence. The winner of the rack is whoever pots the 9. And if you pot it on the break, that's the golden break and you win the rack straight off, and it very nearly happened there.
Is he trying to nestle up behind the 8?
No, I think he's going around the 8.
Okay, I like it. Good pot. Really good pot.
Yeah, and that required a lot of side spin to be able to hit the 2 a little thicker, which allowed the cue ball to travel 2 cushions around the 8. So that's a very good sign for Yapp, especially from distance.
The lead 8-7. And then Yapp fluked the ball out of a hook in the next rack. Cleared for 8-all. won 3 in a row. And often you see players in any sport, when they're on the brink of a breakthrough win, come into the final. It can go one way or the other. Some crumble under the weight of it, others positively thrive on it. So far, Yapp is very much in the latter category. Almost made the 9 in the side off the break, but instead he makes it right at the end of the rack. Literally a perfect start for Aloysius Yapp. He leads 3-0. And the way he's breaking, Aloysius Yapp that is a big part of why Souto has been sat in his chair all evening.
Yeah, the previous rack, he potted a beautiful blue 2 ball. This one's a lot easier. Got to try and get on the red 3 though, there's a bit of traffic.
Yeah, and we call him Mr. Consistent because he's got a great brain for the game and, of course, the tools to get out. But the reason why these players are kind of labeled in that regard is once they get in position, they're really so genius with the cue ball, they rarely ever give up position. And if he breaks and starts to get starters like he's had so far, this could be a long, long night for Mr. Souto.
Yeah, he's got to make sure he hits this one hard enough. Often you can hit it a bit soft. That's nice. He's left it so he can reach this with ease.
Now you just come up for the gap between the 7-9 probably. Don't try to get right between them. Sacrifice a little distance to the right. That way you get to the gap quickly. So you can see he's adding a little left spin. That way he doesn't threaten getting snookered. To St. Augustine. Mr. Yapp, did he win it 2 years in a row? Is that right?
Yeah. Retained his title by beating Moritz Neuhausen last year, just after his MVP performance in Manila at the Reyes. Well, you don't see this often nowadays with the tighter pockets and the new breaking rules. 4 successive break and runs, and what a time to do it right at the start of a major final.
Well, does this ball cut in? It's very thin if it does. Might get a better look now.
Yeah, but just getting that look and the way this guy is, if he doesn't like it, he'll pin him behind the 8. Souto will be happy to get out of the chair, even though he'll be kicking at the ball.
So having worked so hard to get to this final, Jonas Souto in rack 5 finally gets to play a shot on it.
Yeah, and these guys like the jump cue. I think it'll be the kick here, but notice all the balls on the long rail, the 4-8. We'll get another look here, but the 7-5, the 6. I like the kick shot here at a medium speed. There's a ton of ways to separate these balls and get a snooker in return or leave something funny.
He's got the jump cue in his hand.
Pretty darn good effort, all things considered.
Yep, whenever Souto does make a toss, like his first one. Yeah, cheers.
Now he's going to attack, you would figure, but the cue ball is going to be going towards the pink and the green 6. The pink does slide by the 8, so he doesn't need to improve that situation. He needs to maybe come between the 6-4. I think that's what I see, or can he hold the ball?
I think the way he cues, he can cinch it in and hold. Times it beautifully.
Oh, he held it sweet. And that's a shot for all you future pool players. You want to practice, because it will come up at the most odd times, and it's a good shot to have in your bag.
Yeah, lost it a little bit.
Well, at least Jonas Souto got to play a shot and down again for the rest of it. If Yapp, queuing off the rail here, can deposit this 9 in the corner.
Aloysius
Which
Yapp
he
wins
has.
the-
Aloysius Yapp stretches his lead to 5-0.
Oh, he's got a bit of angle. I think he can come underneath it.
I think he's gotten good enough to follow through between the 6.
Horrible to try to get your first rack on the board. Your first ever rack in a major final. Everything that's gone on so far this evening.
Where does he go here, Jeremy? Does he go middle? Does he go bank?
I like the cut.
Oh, he's gone for the side, and now he's had his chance, and it's not happened for him. He's back to his chair with shoulders slumped.
Yeah, and we'll all recognize the 9, of course, but it was a substandard draw stroke on the 8. He kind of punched it a little bit versus really getting that spin on the ball.
And this is really going to hurt him now if Yapp makes this. Which he has. So Souto finally gets himself into contention to win a rack. He'd done most of the work, but left himself too much work to do on the 9, as it turned out. And a fine shot from Yapp to finish it off. So now it's 8-0.
Well, he's on the 2. Does he have any form of angle?
Yeah, this overhead will show us a little bump on the cue ball here. Pretty straight. The 3's a little covered up the table. It's the type of shot these players will play sometimes, a masse, trying to hit down on the right side of the cue ball to create like a jerk of the cue ball up the table. Really, I like this shot myself. I don't mind it usually, even in a pressured situation. You don't want to just make the 2 and just pin yourself on the 3, right? I think he does this masse. Now, it doesn't have to get absolutely perfect, but there it is.
Yeah, that shot doesn't come up often, but when it does and you're in an exhibition, you try and do what Aloysius has just achieved. And look at the angle he's got on the 3.
Yeah, and it's been an exhibition so far, so why not? Yeah, he misses the 1, but he's got the oddball down. He's got a good shot at the 1. It's not easy. There's some distance. He's got nice cueing. I wouldn't say the 2's totally available, but fairly friendly.
So in rack 10, that's the first time that he's not made the 1 in the side pocket off the break.
Yeah, I was trying to get on that 2-8 combination, but caught the 1 a little thick to the right side of the pocket. It always costs you some cue ball movement. Looks like he's attacking on the kiss shot.
Yeah, he's got to hit the 8 ball, right? It's not over the pocket.
The extension, please.
Oh, and hard to hold the 2, I think.
Yeah, if you were thinking attack, I think I personally prefer the bank. I was going game.
He held it nicely, and what a nervy shot. But he's feeling it, that's for sure.
We said, looking at a climb to number 2 in the world rankings. Of course, it wasn't going to drop in. It's not been that sort of night for Yapp.
Well, not only not going to drop in, but settled the cue ball. Didn't get too steep or near the rail with the brown 7. Makes things a lot easier.
And now he's hit double figures. Aloysius Yapp leads 10-0.
Would you look at this? Would you look at this?
Two in a row, he's not made the 1 in the side. Standards are slumping.
Yeah, it's not just the fact that a random ball's gone in, it's the fact that he's on the 1 and he's just got the perfect angle. I mean, just look at that. Presume someone has started to engrave Yapp's name on the trophy.
Anyone tuning into the UK Open final, it's as though they're going to be deprived of any drama, but what they have seen is an absolute exhibition of how to play this game, how well it can be played.
Yeah, it's really been fairly mistake-free. I mean, one mistake is all. He'll come across, get a little bounce off the second cushion.
Yeah, if we look at last season, we were blessed with some wonderful finals, wasn't we? It seems all the majors was going hill. Of course, it doesn't have to stay that way. You just never know what's going to happen. Aloysius has just done what he needed to do, hasn't he?
Yeah, and everything turned for him on that Reyes Cup, didn't it? He was in, not because of the form he was in at the time. It was early on in the process he'd got the points on the board, got his place on the team, had a great week there. And then a brilliant finish to the year, won the International Open for the 2nd year in a row. Got to a couple of other finals before the year was out.
Aloysius Yapp.
For the 8th time in the match, it's a break and run for Aloysius Yapp. He's only 2 away now from inflicting the whitewash. And that man in the picture. For Aloysius Yapp, he's only 2 away now from inflicting the whitewash. And that man in the picture.
Sizing of a push-out situation. I think, anyways. He does have a sliver of the blue too, but nothing really on offer.
The extension,
Ought to be the cue ball somewhere around where the 6 is at. And he's pushing out to a jump. This is a little surprising. I mean, maybe not. Maybe 11-0 is a little bigger lead than what I'm realizing.
It's your choice, Jonas.
He can really do whatever he wants in this moment.
Be nice to win with a
Aloysius,
donut though,
please
wouldn't it? 13-0. I mean, it's come this far. May as well create some history here. 13-0 in the final. You'd never think that was possible, would you, Jeremy?
Not at all. I mean, of course, Souto did have that one chance, but the way he's been playing, you would suspect, wow, a close final no matter who wins it. You need to keep the jump cue.
Wonderful shot, wonderful pot. Had to hit this ball thin. Kind of landed on top of it as well. Just see this red 3 going off the rail, flicking the out, going in the pocket.
If Souto does lose this rack on the next one, it'll be the 2nd Matchroom Open event in a row where he's gone out in a whitewash, because his exit from the European Open was 10-0 at the hands of Naoki Oi. Went on to reach the final and have a bit of a humbling himself. You can see there just a moment ago the latest tally on balls potted. Tells quite a story in itself.
Yeah, and that wasn't his best. And really, I don't think the shot was there to get behind the 8. I think the 3 was just too close to the cushion. You had to avoid the double kiss and maybe overlooked one there.
Think back to last night when Souto was literally jumping around the table at one stage and trails away from it there. A disconsolate figure. His big night has been ruined. He'll know that when he does return, he's got some big threats to his status in the game. Having seen how well Filler played to win the European Open, and how well Aloysius Yapp is playing, surely, to win this UK Open tonight.
Yeah, Joshua Filler, left-hander. Aloysius Yapp, left-hander. Seems to be a year for the left-handers. Yao Xing Tong, world snooker champion, left-hander. Got to get into the cue ball here a little bit. To avoid side pocket. Good shot.
Well, it's going to happen again. It's one of those rare racks in this final that isn't a break and run. But it still ended up going the same way as all the racks that went before. It's a full dozen in a row for Yapp. He only needs one more to become UK Open champion.
Caroms, combos, you name it, he's been up for the challenge. And this could be it.
Balls didn't split too clever, did they? A bit sluggish.
Yeah, during the break there, the players didn't really know what to do with themselves. They know, it's obviously not extremely funny for Souto, but it's a little comical at 12-0. I mean, what are you thinking if you're Yapp or Jonas?
Yeah, welcome to the final, Phil.
Well, let's hope that Jonas Souto Camino can restore some respectability to the scoreline, and then he misses the 2. It was his dream occasion, and it's turned into an unmitigated nightmare.
Yeah, just, you know, we say in the pool room, he got shot full of holes here by Aloysius Yapp. And before we go any further, though, just to remind everyone, Yapp was Phil's choice right from the start of the event. Good shooting, Phil Yates.
Well, yeah, it was 10 o'clock on Tuesday morning. I asked Carl to pick his potential champion. He said, Josh Filler. I went for Yapp, and I can't believe what I'm watching. Although, there is just a degree of hope now that, at the very least, young Jonas can avert the whitewash.
Great shot there. That shows a lot of heart, and that heart he's shown all week. Shown all week.
There's bound to be an explosion of noise if Jonas Souto gets off the mark, albeit belatedly, very belatedly.
Jonas Souto.
Eureka! That horrible whitewash, that duck egg, avoided. Aloysius Yapp just trying to remain in the zone. But Carl, I think he's really showing a good attitude here, very professional.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he's not going to give up now. He's gone too far. Just keep going. At the end of the day, what can he do? The kid's he's had no opportunities. At least he's got a comfy seat to watch, though. Could be worse. Could be one of them plastic type chairs. Worse. Could be one of them plastic type chairs. I think he has a chance to win the match here. He can cut the one in. And he's missed the bump on the red 3. This is a chance. One decent shot here. He goes past the purple 5. That'll be very handy.
The extension, please.
What a wonderful feeling for Aloysius Yapp. Celebrated his 29th birthday just over a week ago. This is the perfect late present to himself. So much impressive about this, Jeremy, but I think one aspect, his potting to middle pockets in this final has been so accurate.
Yeah, everything really. Just, you know, early he had a couple racks where some balls were a little questionable. They were tight going by some other balls. He hit dead center of the pocket on pretty much every stroke of the cue. And course, the break gets you going, and that's what really got it started. What will be a major rout, and back-to-back majors with a 13-1 finish, most likely.
Well, the way our finals have gone over the last few years, if you'd said back-to-back would be 13-1, I wouldn't have taken 5,000 to 1 on that.
Just going to get this shot right. Listen, Aloysius Yapp has been gifted the opportunities from the break early on to stamp his authority on this final.
Aloysius Yapp.
And he's just won it by
That's right.
fluke in the 9. Can you believe it? Aloysius Yapp is the champion here in Telford.
They say that 13 is unlucky. It might be unlucky for the rest of the pool world, because with that, Aloysius Yapp makes the ultimate statement. As is traditional, he's on the table. He's won back-to-back international opens. He's been the most valuable player at the inaugural Reyes Cup. But in terms of individual achievement, nothing would top the quality, the standard, the brilliance of that performance. Jonas Souto Camino, a really nice guy, and he's congratulating the man who's just beaten him so heavily.
And now time to crown your 2025 Nineball UK Open Champion. Let's hear it for Aloysius Yapp.